Let's go back to how it all started. I'm a student. I live in a boys' hostel where smoking is not a very rare scene. You can see it every now and then. I didn't drink or smoke in my first 3 semesters, so it was fourth semester I think. I was lying down on my bed in my room and watching a movie or something. And the area in front of my room is a common smoking spot in the hostel. I don't know why, but it was. So at that point of time, the door of my room was opened, and one of my friend, who's a smoker, he was standing in front of my room, and he started smoking. I have seen a lot of smokers smoke there, and whenever I saw someone smoking, I wanted to try it. So even at that point of time, I saw him smoking, I wanted to smoke. At that point only, that friend of mine, he asked me if I wanted to smoke. And I was like, no, I'm not a bad guy. I don't smoke. I don't want to try it. And then he started convincing me, like, just take the first puff. What harm can it do? It's just a one time thing. Just try it if you want to. And I was like, I think he's right. What harm can one puff do? So I went outside. I took that first puff. I couldn't smoke properly because that was my first time. I didn't know how to. I tried taking 2-3 puffs. I could smoke properly, so I asked him to light one more cigarette so that at least I could smoke properly once. He took out another cigarette and we smoked 2-3 cigarettes that night I think. And by the end of the night, I could smoke properly. I was feeling bad that I smoked. I never planned I would smoke. But yeah, okay. I thought that it was a one time thing and that was never going to happen again. At that point of time, I was part of one of the best clubs of ITD. I mean, yeah, it was the best. So we had an event coming up. So we were all busy in organizing that event. That event was organized very successfully, and like it happens in IIT, after that event, we went to party. It was a very big party. We went to a club, like most of the parties here. It was a daru party. So we were in that club. Most of us were drinking, and before that night, I had tried alcohol 2-3 times, and I didn't want to drink that night, but everyone was like, "We nailed it. We nailed the event. The event was super successful. This deserves alcohol and other shit like this." I was like, "Okay, I can drink. What harm would it do?" So I drank. I took my first shot, second, took my first beer pint, and kept drinking till I was out of my senses. It was the first time I was really drunk. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just drinking, drinking, and drinking. So that smoker friend of mine with whom I tried cigarette for the first time, even he was there at that party. He was with his other smoker friends. Like there was a big gang. They all were smoking, and I don't know why I had the urge to smoke again. I wish I had stopped at that point of time. I stood up and went to those guys and asked my friend if I could get a cigarette. And he was really happy. I mean, I don't know why there are some people who smoke who feel really happy when they make someone else start smoking. He was one of them. He was really happy to give me one. So that was the first time I smoked cigarette properly, and that feeling was like really nice. I enjoyed it. So I asked for one more. I didn't know what I was doing. I was completely drunk. I smoked over 10 cigarettes. This was the first time I was properly smoking, and I smoked over 10 cigarettes. I went back to my hostel and slept. And when I woke up, I was full of guilt. I was like, what have I done? I shouldn't have smoked. I mean, I felt like crying. What have I done with my life? I I was not a bad guy. I was a good guy, I never imagined myself smoking. I I was really sad. I passed that day with a lot of guilt. After 3 or 4 days after that party, again I was sitting in my room and a guy was smoking in front of my room. I had that urge again. I wanted to smoke. I went to that guy, I smoked a cigarette, and that is how it became regular. After that party, I became a regular smoker. I started with like around half a cigarette a day, increased to 1, 2, 3, went to 10. This was not how it was supposed to be. I was never supposed to be a smoker, but somehow it all happened. Most of my friends in college don't drink or don't smoke, and they were all like, "What have you done? You should stop smoking. You should stop drinking." They were really upset with me, and I think they were upset because they really cared for me. They were trying their best to stop me from smoking, but I don't know why I couldn't. I was like, what harm will one cigarette do? What harm will two cigarette do? And I never realized like when that count went to 20. In my case, I was really lucky to have some really good friends in my life who tried their best to make me stop smoking. And I would like to use this platform and thank each and every one of them. I know if they are listening, they'll realize that I'm talking about them. So, thank you, each and everyone. And it is all because of your constant help and support that I have reduced the number of cigarettes I smoke. I tried my best to quit smoking, but I could not do it. Currently, I'm smoking 2 to 3 cigarettes a day. I know it's bad for my health, but at least it's better than smoking 20 cigarettes a day.